Welcome along, sports fans. Another game of the Rugby World Cup 2019. All Blacks versus Springboks. They're doing the haka at the moment. I was curious to know which haka they would do. The traditional kamate or the one, whatever they call the new one. You would think I should know that. I normally do know that, but you know, we're a couple of games in and quite a many drink deep into the World Cup at the moment, so this is the one I've been waiting for tonight. All Blacks versus Springboks. It'll be interesting to see which way it goes. I would not at all be surprised. I'm no result from 2 at the moment in my tipping. It's got to be said. I will be nothing but honest throughout this whole process. Don't you worry about that. I'll be honest about my tips, and I've been wrong every single time so far. 0 for 2, because I saw that France defeated Argentina earlier. That was a thing that happened, so. This is a big one, though. The All Blacks, they're my team. I support them. And I just don't know. I've got a well, I wouldn't say a bad feeling about this. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised, let's put it that way, if South Africa sneak a win, because every game so far has been close in the past couple of years between South Africa and New Zealand. There's been a grand total of about 4 points between them, and there's been a couple of draws thrown there as well, so it should be interesting. I'm quite excited. So that's my tip. I think maybe South Africa by 2. First points, South Africa penalty goal. First try, New Zealand. There, that's my tips. That's my bollocks on the chopping block tips for this game. That's the interesting thing about the Wallabies Fiji game, is I got a couple of tips throughout the game, right? Just the overall result was pretty horribly wrong. So excited for this one, though. I don't think it's going to derail anybody's campaign, whoever wins this game. I don't think it will matter too much in the long run. I think both South Africa and New Zealand are capable of rebounding from a loss. Oh, Christ, it's Jerome Garcias. Okay, South Africa's definitely winning. This is old mate who sent Scott Barrett off in the Bledisloe Cup, and Australia won against 14 men. It's the same referee. Okay, well, got that right then. South Africa to win. Except I said 2 points at the start. Now that I've seen him, I'm going to up that to about 12 points. There you go. 2 points is South Africa's ability. The other 10 is Jerome. But we'll see how many All Blacks he sends off first. Okay, well, South Africa's going to have to do better than that. Even with Jerome in charge. Jeez, I didn't even know that. I know they announced the referees a lot earlier in the week, but why do they keep assigning Jerome Garcias to All Blacks matches? Hey, what did I say? I said first points, penalty goal South Africa. 55 seconds in, penalty South Africa in the All Blacks half. Will they take the shot? Yes, they will. Hey, looks like I was right. Well, considering he kicks this. He's got to kick this first. But once again, correct, Amondo. I said first point, South Africa penalty goal.
Dominates the space, he wins the ball. It's kicks off the front row. In over the top of the ball, strong as an ox, wide base. All Blacks can't move him.
Straight, pretty much straight out in front, I think.
Kick to the wind, I think.
Oh, he's kicking into the breeze. He should still have the range, though.
He has a range in him, but a long way out for a first kick of the match.
Yes, he does have the range. My feed is a little bit behind. It is 3-0. South Africa. What did I say? First point, South Africa penalty goal.
Really good kick.
I was correct. See, I should be having bets on what happens first as opposed to who's going to win the game.
That's an efficient start. Very good start. South Africa. Bowden Barrett. The restart slightly downwind. Well taken by Billy LaRue.
Oh, he shanked that a little bit off the side of the boot.
In the field of play.
South Africa got it back.
It's retrieved by the Springboks.
Sever Reese is back. He is such a big unit. I would not want to be standing in front of Sever Reese when he's rampaging down the field.
Shortest player on the field. First bit of possession for the All Blacks. Aaron Smith has to dig it out. Inside from Bowden Barrett. Not really.
South Africa in from the side, I believe that was for.
Have the penalty. Yeah, it's a penalty against that man. Peter Steph to toy.
Party Jesus, #1 fan. Ahoy there, buddy. It's the Cracker Rydell. How are you, mate? How are you doing, Cracker? Did you happen to catch the Wallabies game earlier? I mean, not my stream of the Wallabies game. I just meant, did you happen to catch it in general? Mowanga's put it up high. That's a great catch by the little Colby. Chester Colby.
Or was the mark made? If it was an excellent catch. Cheston Colby again.
Cheston Colby. He's such a, he's a little fella, comparatively, but he got up there above everybody. He's obviously got a good vertical. Yeah, nice. Party Jesus #1 fan. I hope you enjoyed it. It obviously wasn't the result I was after. But, look, Australia dominated that entire second half. So they were good value for their win. And as much as it pains me to say, props to them.
The thrower.
Oh, you idiot. He's thrown it deep and then knocked on the ball.
Every game so far today has started scrappily.
What are your thoughts on the dance recital, the haka? You know what? It's actually interesting that you bring that up because I kind of started this stream a little bit late just because I was getting things ready. But, well, actually, I've started both live streams late today on this channel, funnily enough. I am actually an advocate for ditching all the pre-match rituals. And I'm not even talking about the haka or, you know, Fiji's got their version of the... And, look, I understand tradition and all of that, and... Yeah, if you don't like it, don't pay attention to it and whatnot. And that's why I haven't been paying attention to it. I've been starting my streams after all the pre-game bollocks. You check out the streams, you know, there's no pre-game stuff, there's no anthems. I start when the game starts. Enough of the pre-game bollocks, let's just get into the match. That's what I say. So I'm an advocate for actually scrapping all of that. The players come out of the dressing rooms, onto the field, go to their respective sides, referee blows the whistle, game on. Who cares? Who cares about anthems and hakas and whatnot, you know? And look, this is me. I've got my Pikachu dressed up in an All Blacks uniform, for God's sake. So obviously I'm an All Blacks fan, and yeah, I'm not meaning to be disrespectful, but I just think, let's just get on with it. It's about the rugby, not about all the other stuff. So yeah, anthems, all the pre-game nonsense. Let's just get rid of it and get on with the game, I say. So it's been a bit of a scrappy start, really, to this game so far. It's only 7 minutes old, but still, for what are essentially, forget the world rankings, these are essentially the two top teams in the world. I don't care what the rankings say. These are the two top teams in the world, especially when they play each other. It's been a really scrappy start to it. So once again, for those of you who may just be joining me here on the wasted world of sports, these live streams are assuming that you are watching the game and following along from wherever you may be following along from. I cannot obviously broadcast anything from it because of copyright restrictions. Another high ball, and they've totally cocked that up, and South Africa have got it back. A knock-on advantage, not a penalty advantage. Advantage is over, so they'll probably lose the ball here now. What's his name? Mapimpi.
Billy LaRue plays scrum half to the real number 9. And again, the Springboks drive into the All Blacks 22.
Well, that was forward, and he knocked it on. Take your pick. Forward pass or knock on. What a great situation for a referee to be in. You just take your pick. Forward pass or knock on. He did both, so which one's it going to be? It's the same result. Jerome's trying to say 12 and no one understands him. Well, except for me apparently, because I knew what he was trying to say. Okay, okay, basically what did you see that? He just called them over to shake hands. He's like, "Oi! Stop fighting. Come over here, shake hands, make up." He should have made him kiss.
That's a good defensive set there from New Zealand, because South Africa tried one or two different things. Billy LaRue was paramount in that. He had a long pass and a short pass. He was in at scrum half, mixing up the attack. Well defended in the end by the Blacks, who met the physicality. Opportunity to exit from
big scrum by South Africa.
It's a very steady one for the All Blacks. Brian Crotty drives it up hard. They're in 12. Smith and the pressure from Vermeulen and Franklin Mostert.
All over the ball there, penalty All Blacks.
And then give away the penalty.
Holding on. First man on his feet is strong. He was strong.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there for Henry Pollard. He made a really good tackle on Brian Crotty, and the pressure on the box set from Aaron Smith caused the deflection. Pollard popped to his feet. He managed to catch the deflected ball, which is a really difficult skill. This is the pressure coming from Vermeulen, chasing behind Smith. Mostert as well with a follow through, and that ball ricocheted. Pollard did well to pick it up, but it was isolated and turned over.
Kieran Reid gives the line out signal.
Not entirely sure that was a straight throw, but we'll take it.
Scott Barrett. Here come the All Blacks. Andre Pollard forced to make a tackle. Sia Khaleesi wriggling to get free. Adi Sarea. Peter Steph-Tutoy grappling with him. Second row, Scott Barrett again. Brian Crotty. Richie Moanga goes the other way, so it's left to Sam Whitelock to lead the charge this side. Go to Barrett. No, run!
You probably heard the referee screaming there.
Bobley in the midfield. Good pressure from Peter Steph-Tutoy again. All Blacks reclaim the ball. Moanga. It's gone loose again.
Loose again. Really sloppy so far from the All Blacks. Kind of sloppy from everybody, really.
Tries the offload. The bouncing ball.
As I was saying earlier, it's been a really sort of scrappy game. Dropped again. Backwards that time, though.
It's gone loose again.
Loose pass. This is such a mess.
Moanga All Blacks. Going
And now
backwards
dropped.
through. Bowden Barrett suddenly forwards until
Bowden Barrett dropped the ball too. This is a shambles at the moment, it's got to be said.
It was a knock on, very scrappy encounter there. You can see defence.
So scrappy. This is clearly two teams who have had a couple of weeks off.
Pressure coming from the South African outfit. They're closing down any space that New Zealand are trying to have, and they're getting caught static, and it's playing into the hands. Really is a dominant start. A lot of this game seems to be played in the New Zealand territory.
Yeah, because they keep dropping the ball. I don't know if you heard that. The commentator was just saying a lot of the game being played in New Zealand territory. That's because they keep dropping the goddamn ball.
He'll be ahead into assessment. We'll wait and see, but it looked in a little bit of trouble in the backfield. This game so far has been dominated by, my point of view, two things. One's defence. There's a so organised. Getting the right numbers at the breakdown and then being able to come on line speed. And the second one, errors. Time and time again, the errors. There's a collision between the two number 7s. Sam Kane's hip just hitting Steph the Toy. Sam Kane's head hitting Steph the Toy's hip.
well, that really shouldn't see Sam Cane going off for head injury assessment.
Sam Kane's got to go off for a HIA.
Unfortunately, with his history, one or two head injuries, Sam Cane. We hope he's okay. Medics of the field will know best.
Strong here, two elbow here, much better than this side. Keep walking.
Party Jesus Dumbo fan, is this the worst All Black side in about 10 years?
It was a decent contest.
How far back is 10 years? 2009.
Too happy with the opening 12 minutes, I think.
I don't think. See, here's the thing. I don't think that they're necessarily.
Any given moment, attacking threat on the field.
I don't think they're necessarily bad, so to speak. And I realize you're not saying they're bad. Like, I understand what you're saying. The worst All Black side is still not necessarily crap. You're just saying, are they the worst in the past 10 years or so?
Anton did very well to sort out the mess. Good driving.
It's really hard to say because
Disrupting the All Black supply.
this is just so scrappy. This is just such a mess.
Long way inside their own half. This is Sebo Reese going.
I guess just by looking at the results, you would have to say potentially. See, I've been saying all year so far this year that they have been holding back for the World Cup. And look, they still might be. Maybe they don't want to throw everything out there for everyone to see in the game against South Africa in the first pool match that is largely irrelevant in the long run. But I don't know, the way they're playing at the moment, I've got very little excuses left for them. They haven't come to the game so far. You've said 10 years, so that's fair enough. Because I was thinking back to, I was trying to think back to like the 2007 World Cup. So that's just over the 10-year period. Because yeah, they're good team, but just terrible philosophy behind it. They tried to field two teams back then, basically. I don't know. Long story short, Cracker, it's tough. It's tough to say. They definitely have not been winning as consistently and convincingly as they normally would do. So you're probably right in that.
It's a good skill by Adesabir, but maybe just lost his orientation, his bearings a little bit there.
Well, you can go beyond that as well, Cracker. Two of the best the game's ever seen, McCaw and Carter. You could even go beyond that. They had the they had the Martin Nonu Conrad Smith combination in the midfield. They were just game breakers all over the park. Martin Nonu, Conrad Smith, probably potentially the greatest midfield in the history of the game. They can definitely still win it all, but and Garcias has called time off.
Be a scrum down. South Africa to put in.
His reward for being fine is get back down in the scrum.
You still think they win it all? Yeah. It's hard to see anything. Well,
in terms of
yeah, I guess it's pretty hard to see anything else happening.
fast defence of South Africa by using their
They still have to be favourites, irrespective of everything. There can be no denying that.
South Africa, but sometimes that missed tackles a bad thing because it's forcing have to go somewhere else to be tackled. That's a bit too deep there. That's the top line of blitz defending. It forces the attack to go where they don't want to go.
Scrimmage goes down. Referee allows play to go on. Deal ending.
All right, scrum went down, and referee's just like, play on. It's all good.
An interesting drive by South African forwards. Good for them. Sabeth takes on responsibility. Big solo charge. The strong man of the South African pack. Marks, very dynamic in the loose. Presents for the Clare. Penalty advantage for South Africa.
Another penalty advantage for South Africa.
New Zealand deal ending. Play scrum half. Kicks off. Just over the 22.
I'll tell you what, if New Zealand keep playing the way they're playing, this could be a demolition.
By calls. Marks, good offload to Pollard and to Sabeth, who he too looked for the pass. Chose not to give it.
Oh, grubber kick through for Kolbe. 5-meter scrum. If they choose it, it's penalty advantage, so it'll come back for the penalty if they want it. They probably want the points. I'd be assuming they want the points.
It is the penalty.
Number 3 black. April Awala, the tight head prop penalised for offside. A long advantage here from Jerome Garces. The Springboks are varying their attack. He's just not getting out of the way quick enough. Faf de Klerk knows what he's doing as well. He's targeting the man there. But he is an obstruction or Lala, and quite rightly a penalty. It was a long advantage after that. And Springboks,
I don't understand a word this guy's saying.
Kobe's just so quick, the number 14 for South Africa. He was actually caught on his heels a little bit when the kick went in, but because of his pace, he makes it really difficult.
I think they still call it lazy running. I think it's lazy. Lala just.
Andre Pollard's taking the kick goal, so it should be 6-0 here. And it's got to be said, South Africa have... Oh, jeez, he's missed it. He's hit the post.
Now there's danger. Oh, bounces over Steph Dutoit's head, but Sia Khaleesi picks it up. How hard did that come off the post?
I can't believe that Andre Pollard has just missed that kick. That's unreal.
A pass with plenty of air on it. Franco Mostert.
I just can't get the ball at the moment. And every bit of ball that they have had, they've like dropped it.
Clegg has a little look at that blind side and then brings it
been very scrappy.
He was interested in that blind side, and Sevu Reeves has to.
Jeez, Sevu, that was risky. Wow, that was a dangerous pass. Great athleticism to be able to do that, but this is just a mess at the moment. A shambles, I say.
Look at the pressure on Bodit Barrett here. But Pimpy and Peter Steph the toy through the fingertips. And up to almost the 10-meter line. Excellent play from the fullback.
Khaleesi catches his. One concern will be only the 3 points from all this pressure so far.
Yeah, that's true. Commentators just pointing out there, South Africa with all this possession, all this pressure, still only 3-0. Should have been 6-0, but that last penalty goal hit the post. But still, 20 minutes, I don't even recall even hinting at the All Blacks having the ball. Whoa. Loose pass. Here we go. Here we go. Mo'unga's got the ball now. And it's 3-all. And this could be a card too. This could be a yellow card. Because Jerome loves sending people off. I thought it was just All Blacks that he loves sending off, but he's having a serious think about this.
Not releasing the tackle, wonderful cover tackle. But after you make the tackle, you must release. Let go of the player before you try.
He wants to know exactly who it is so he can send him off, because he loves sending people off. That's hilarious how I was just saying the All Blacks have just not been in it, and then loose pass by South Africa. All Blacks nearly score a try.
You have to make a greater gesture with your arms before you can play the ball. Gesture saying, I'm out of it. I'm doing nothing, ref.
Okay, so it's just a penalty for you?
Just a penalty, okay. He's not gonna. He's resisting sending somebody off the field. And it's about to be 3-all. So after all that,
Only the penalty.
Only the penalty, I assume, because of the numbers of South African defenders flooding back. Making sure it wasn't going to guarantee
after all that, it's looking like it's about to be 3-all.
Wonderfully well made attack on Richie Mo'unga. South Africa had 78%
And seriously, for the way that this has started, you've got to say,
as soon as the ball's turned over, you don't need territory.
advantage All Blacks.
The tackle, because it's a number of defenders that hold their way back, getting the defensive line.
Here's where it all goes wrong for South Africa. The loose pass. Look how many.
Yeah, it was a very loose pass. They just swarmed all over that.
He does so well to get back, and in a way, the Springboks will be happy to give away the 3 points there and keep 15 field.
I think so. It's just like a glimpse of how quickly defence can turn into attack, though, isn't it? Mo'unga did well to read the situation, get his bootsy ball.
Richie's taking the kick right out in front. He could throw this over.
As you say, this goes over. I think they're relieved it's only 3 they've conceded.
Richie Mo'unga puts the All Blacks on the board. We're all square.
3-all. Could have easily been a try though. And again, it's one of those scenarios. It's on a knife's edge.
With a dive, here goes Mo'unga, eyes on the ball. Just loses his running gait.
It's 3-0, but it could have so easily been more either way. South Africa could have been up 3 more if he kicked that goal. New Zealand wouldn't have even been down that end to take advantage of that mistake. So
outside is 22, can't kick.
he pulled his jersey up over his head.
Forward comes Vermeulen, bounces off him, back to Smith. Advantage to the All Blacks.
Oh, he's done a kick pass. That was. Oh, go Sevu! Sevu's away.
Support from Adi Savia through Billy Leroux. Faf de Klerk gets back with the tackle. All Blacks.
And just like that, one numbers out the wazoo. Gotta score, George Bridge. Wow. That's insane. All it takes against New Zealand is one mistake and you're done. There was that loose pass and this whole game has swung on its head. That was unreal.
And then a stop goal from Severis leaves Mapimpi for dead. And look at the support play.
They had so many numbers there.
Aaron Smith was there, Adi Savia was here, and then when it goes cycle, Gordon Barrett takes it to the line. And
Wow, just like that. One mistake, it's all it takes, and you're done.
Gordon Barrett gets his hand for a wonderful support line. That 8 tries and only
George Bridge, what a welcome addition to this team.
And that's how quick the All Blacks can strike.
As great as Bender Smith was,
Richie Mo'unga, there's conversion.
Well, actually, George Bridge has come in for Rico Ioane.
3-0 down. Is it going to be 10 points to 3 with this conversion?
It should be 10 points to 3 with this conversion. He should kick it. Yes, he does.
Colby led the charge. Moanga kept his composure. It is 10 points to 3 to New Zealand.
Well, this is the wonderful
10-3 All Blacks, but really,
he knows exactly what to do. He slows down a
it's really been all South Africa so far, to be honest.
Initially, he's there support, and then Bowden Barrett, all the experience world, attacks the space between the defenders. George Bridge reads it, gets the offload, gets a try.
Sam Whitelock leaves it for Anton Linnett-Brown. Back, 9.
Another chip out to Sevu Reece.
Again to Sevu Reece. And off they come again, Adi Savea.
That's something we haven't seen before, so...
Certainly involved in just about everything that's happening on the field.
Keon Thompson, ahoy there, buddy.
Has to let go.
Yeah, Cracker, still got plenty of firepower. That was something we haven't seen before. That little chip out to the wing, the chip pass. That was definitely a new one. Lost forward by Andre Pollard.
Back in possession, Aaron Smith. Long, 2.
Hey, Cracker, should the unthinkable happen and the Wallabies make it to the final again this year, should cruise around. We'll do a collaboration stream. That'd be funny. He was always he was standing on the sideline. He was always going to be stepping inside. I don't understand how that sidestep even worked. He had one way to go.
All Black having been under the cosh, now in full flow. Linnett-Brown.
Oh, he's through. Linnett-Brown. There's another try coming up here. Scott Barrett.
Scott Barrett is going all the way. Will it try for the second row?
Wow. Scotty Barrett. He's going to walk past and go, Jerome. Yep, he just winked at Jerome. Said, thanks, mate, for not sending me off this game. Plenty of time, though, mate. That red card's coming my way, isn't it?
This is from a penalty advantage kick. Pollard knocks it forward, and then the All Blacks come to life. They found some space at the right-hand side.
Well, you laugh, Cracker. You're joking around, obviously. You're having a laugh, but let's be honest. How great would it be for the game if Georgia did make the final? It'd be great for the sport worldwide.
New Zealand All Blacks' second try of the evening.
Back to Richie Moanga.
Did I move my PC? No, I did not. I've not moved my PC.
It looks as if it's going to be 17 points in 6 minutes.
Wow, 17-3. So 17 points in 6 minutes. So basically for 22 minutes, it's been all Springbok.
2 chances from South Africa coughing up the ball. They just go into another gear.
Wow, and that's just what it is. One mistake. One mistake is all it takes.
He's been targeted 2 or 3 times, not only with the cross kick.
And suddenly, you're down by 2 converted tries.
Savea's out there. Reece is finding a little space. South Africa will need to avoid.
Anton Linnett-Brown. 6 kick out. George pitched it well to.
That little chip pass, they've gone to a couple of times now. That's interesting. I wonder if that's just something that they've decided is going to work against South Africa, or if that's a tactic they're going to look to employ all the time now. Because that is something brand new. We haven't seen that before all year. We see this from South Africa a lot. The high ball. Contest. The momentum has just shifted big time in this game.
patience a little bit. They're probably reeling. Springboks feeling control. Anything but.
Box kick. You saw him setting up for that. No, that's Richie Mo'unga, mate. Commentators like Sevu Reece. I'm like, nope. Wrong. I should be taking your job. Imagine me. They should send me over to the World Cup to actually commentate these games. Officially.
17-3 down. But, and that was 5 minutes. A 5-minute spell of blitz from New Zealand. So this is important. South Africa to get ball, to keep ball. From Faf to Clark, but Brew tidies up nicely and apply a bit of pressure. Team running away.
Take that. Moscow comes the line out. Barrett gets the long limbs over the top to prevent this maul.
Was it a maul? No, it's gone ground.
DLND not going very far, and it's slow ball after Clark. Kits off with. Here he is. He laboured, so Billy LaRue goes high.
Sevu Reece, how often does he beat that first defender?
So quick off the mark. Dummy of the kick. Bowden, that is. Barrett brothers. 57 brothers. 57. Aaron Smith directing.
Yes, indeed. Hey, Aaron directing traffic there.
And then gets himself in a little bit of trouble.
Ooh.
The Springboks, can they turn the ball their way? Not quite. Brian Crotty comes in to play scrum half. Sam Whitelock going forward.
No, I'm not on Discord at the moment. Keanu Thompson. Not at the moment.
This is Paris. A little low after that 17-point surge by the All Blacks.
Sensible play from Aaron Smith.
Into touch. Let's have a little bit of a break. Little breather.
There's a tackle. Gordon Barrett dummies a kick. Find space.
Intriguing how South Africa really look like a different team when they don't have the ball and have control of the tempo. Sometimes when they've got it, they're looking a little bit lost and then go to that kicking game. Usually now gives the ball back to New Zealand, then they're to try and build it. Need to change the plan of it.
Those missed tackles on the African side, well into double figures. Peter Stefty drops it on the floor, marks against Adi Savea.
Those missed tackles, 16 probably came in the 5 minutes.
To Clark, onto Kitsoff. Gone very far forward. But it's well taken again, and George Bridge this time comes away with it.
Ooh, they rushed up.
Dummy with the kick there.
If he could have got that pass away, it would have been all on.
But Sevu Reece and it's not a bother. All Blacks still in possession. Good angle, George Bridge. Richie Mo'unga straightened the line.
All Blacks trying to play the game with pace, doing these offloads.
Dance on Dylan Brown. Sam Kane, good hands to Ryan Crotty.
That's definitely the game plan.
Mo'unga. Scott Barrett. On his own, but delivered well. Turn, present. Laulala just comes in to provide a little protection for Aaron. Billy LaRue waits, and it's gone forward. Sam Kane picks up the scraps. This kicking game is working well.
Oh, Bowden dropped it.
Gone forward once and twice. We'll go back to the first.
Yes, kicking. One or two of them were too long. South African kicks too long. That one there was a little too long as well from George Bridges. Even puts Villaroo under pressure. Gets up there, gets a hand in the eye line. Villaroo, Sam Kane, as good number 7s do. He's there to pick up scraps.
George Bridge has been absolutely fantastic.
Ball's a little bit short for one, but he was away if he'd taken that, and he knows it. He knew it. It was on an advantage. He's such a good player, Gordon Barrett. The influences he's had already in half an hour, 34 minutes. He comes in the first receiver, he passes well, he kicks well. Think about that clearing kick from his own line. So impressive.
The front rows take their time. And Smith strolls up to the scrum.
This is a good attacking opportunity, Eddie. You can see that New Zealand backline have all lined up on the right hand side of the scrum. George Bridge just inside Richie Mo'unga. Real threat for the South African defence if they can get solid scrum.
This is the scrummage. Behind it, the All Blacks have the entire width of the field. They go down the narrow side. Peter Steph Dutoit guarded it.
A little bit of questionable language just snuck through the referee's mic there, I think.
Says it's an interesting tactic there. It was highlighted all New Zealand backs on the right hand side. There was only a 5-metre shot side. If the toy had his wits about him, made a good tackle from that incessant pressure again coming from the All Blacks. There's Ardi Sevilla who carried down the short side. Pressure just forces mistakes. Romulan those who is just patient from Garces.
Thinking of time scorelines, it looks pretty dispiriting for
yep. Okay. Commentators just talking about. Oh, so it was penalty New Zealand, and they could be up 20 points to 3.
Into half time against France, during second half that turned into.
This game didn't it? For those who didn't see it, it was worth another look. But you wouldn't say it's been a 20 points to 3 game if you look at it 36 minutes. If you cut a slice, maybe 10 minutes of it, it does. But the rest of it.
He's out wide though. Not sure that he'll kick this.
A huge amount of territory, a huge amount of possession.
Think of those 2 chances the All Blacks. They took them. All that pressure Springboks had.
And he missed it. I told you. Ah, see? My predictions. Call me the Oracle. Just not the oracle of the overall result. I seem to be good at guessing things that are going to happen throughout the course of the game, but the actual overall result, yeah.
Super Rugby this year was the opposite number, Henry Pollard. He'll fix that error for later.
Sam Whitelock, catch above his head.
And Sam Kane just dropped the goddamn ball.
And he slaps the ball because he's.
And so did he. Okay, South Africa just dropped it too. Double knock on. So we sort of had we had like 20 minutes of dominance from South Africa.
Former coach of Wales, but more importantly, World Cup winning coach of the All Blacks 2011.
A lot of changes to the.
What the hell's Graham Henry doing there?
And how they behaved and what they stood for. Individuals transformed. It was always an exceptional team into a team that's revered worldwide. Interesting there, as soon as the mistake came from Sam Kane, it was a good tackle by Am in the midfield, forcing the error. New Zealand backfield dropped immediately, 3 players back immediately, so as soon as Willie Lalou looked up to try and kick, space was covered. So quick in that transition between attack and defence.
They do straight. Referee Vinny.
Set play was well read.
He comes off his wing and picks up and released the ball perfectly permissible. Evan Edson. Stephen kicks off in midfield. Options now either side for the clip. Left, they keep going left. Damien Dialendi. Those big, heavy legs pumping. The mark. It's ground there. Good tackle by Joe Moody, the prop. Kick. Golden Barrett. Wonderful take. And it was Damien Dialendi who did well.
Have I seen much of the Northern Hemisphere teams this year? Not really. Yeah. Not a whole lot.
When that ball hit the tough, which is a great thing. You always try and position yourself.
They seem to be...
But that's hit the tough, and
They seem to be trading wins with each other.
really well because there was a lot of spacing behind there.
Oh, there goes the gong for half time.
Person put by, it looks like he enjoys it. He sets a tempo.
Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot, to be perfectly honest.
Special bits are just worth watching.
But I think they'll all be tough. This is potentially the closest World Cup, and I think Wales will beat the Wallabies. Even though for the Welsh, Australia's been a bit of a bogey team for the past however many years. They seem to find ways to lose to them, but I think this year will be different. So I anticipate that Wales will finish top of their group and the Wallabies will be second now that they've beaten Fiji earlier today. I actually originally predicted that Fiji were going to get the win and Australia would be out in the pool stages, but it seems like they're definitely going to get through now. This half is still going. But such is the closeness of the Northern Hemisphere teams at the moment that there could be any one of them could win on any given day. A little knock on, and that will be half time. I've got to say, 17-3 at the break for New Zealand. That's been largely against the run of play. Apart from 6 minutes of taking advantage of Springbok mistakes, really, they didn't do much. It was a very sloppy game. A very sloppy start to the game. Great, but well,
these two teams could face off again on November
great,
2nd
yeah, great body language, but of course they are jogging off the field with their heads held high. They weathered the storm. Essentially, in that first half, the All Blacks only put 6 minutes of solid play together, and in that 6 minutes, they managed 2 tries, and that gives them the 17-3 lead. The Springboks, they missed that penalty goal, which started the rot a little bit, so to speak. It could have been 6-0. If Andre Pollard kicks that goal, it could have been 6-0. The Springboks, which the All Blacks would still come back from, of course. I mean, it's not. I'm not trying to say that would be game over at all by any stretch. But 6-0 is slightly different looking up at the scoreboard than 3-0, and you lose the ball, go back the other end, and then penalty. Suddenly it's 3-all. You wouldn't have been in that situation to give the penalty away in the first place, but let's just say theoretically you did. 6-3, you're still ahead, but suddenly it's 3-all. Plays with the mind a little bit. So, yeah, for the All Blacks to be ahead 17-3 at halftime when they've essentially only had 6 minutes of play, it does have to be just a little bit demoralising to the South Africans. And as you pointed out there, Cracker, All Blacks jogging off the field. I didn't really catch a glimpse of how the Springboks were leaving the field. But I'd have to say, walking away from that, at the moment, at halftime, you'd have to say New Zealand, they'd be the happiest. I mean, you'd have to think so. For all the dominance that South Africa had, there's a 14-point lead there for New Zealand. Anyways, I'm going to have a very quick break for halftime. Look, for those of you joining me, I'll be doing this more often in the future, of course. It's all a bit of a learning experience. Let me see. I've got to grab... Might be easier if I just grab this off YouTube at the moment. Yeah, it's all a learning experience. It's all new to me right now. we'll see how it goes in future. But yes, let me just grab this link off YouTube. It seems like that will be easier for me at the moment to do that. And I'll share it with you. This is a link to the Wasted World of Sports Discord server. If you have a Discord, basically I'll be opening up the lines here on Discord. Feel free to come and join that. I'll be opening up the lines throughout the course of the games at halftime, in future pre-game and post-game and stuff like that. Because we're just starting out, I'm pretty much just doing the games from kickoff to full time. Not really worrying about all the other stuff, but there is the link there. If you're joining me, do feel free. I'm going to have a very quick break while it's halftime, and I'll be back for the second half. If you would like to have a chat about what's happening, feel free to jump on Discord there. Jump in the waiting room of the voice chat, and I'll bring you onto the show live when I come back. But for now, let's enjoy halftime. Let's crank some Lagerstein. And let's all have a break. Grab some beverages. Go to the toilet, whatever it is you need to do. And we'll be right back for the second half. South Africa and the All Blacks. All Blacks with their noses ahead at the moment, of course. 17-3 up. All the momentum. This could actually be a bit of a blowout the way that it's going at the moment. All Blacks have weathered the storm. They are ahead. This could potentially be an annihilation in the second half. But we'll see. Do stay and join me for the second half. And I will be back soon. All right. Welcome back. Halftime show, I suppose. So, 17-3. I've got to say, more than a little bit surprising. It really is. I was, oh God, what is this advertisement? Jeez, I'm glad you didn't see that. A little bit surprising, 17-3 at halftime. There was really only a period of about 6 to 8 minutes where the All Blacks were even playing. Unless this was their plan. Let's just show up for only 8 minutes of the match and still win, and that'll set everybody straight. I very much doubt that was the mindset going into it, though. I'd be extremely surprised to find out that were the case. So I really don't think it is. Things have just gone their way, I suppose. Let's see. Sports fans that may be interested, let's get a look at what's going on over in the NRL at the moment. Okay, it's halftime and Melbourne Storm 22, Parramatta Eels 0. But I don't think anyone's quite surprised by that. Let's be honest. Okay, Alara's going crazy back there. What are you doing, Alara? Okay. She saw that the camera was on her and was like, "No, I must get out of here. I don't wish to be the center of attention." Yeah, bring your ball. Bring that here. Come on. Okay, she's gone the other way. Alright, well, I tried. Could have brought that over here. So it should be interesting to see how this plays out. I'm fairly certain that from 17-3 at halftime, it's going to be very hard now for the Springboks. I mean, they're not out of this. That's only 2 tries. They could get 2 tries pretty quickly. Here we go. Game's cranking back up again. A couple of tries, they can make that up pretty quickly. So it's not over, but it's going to be very difficult. All Blacks should take this from here.
The All Blacks, Chris, are a very good third quarter.
They know what to do, they know how to play the game, they don't often lose a lead. South Africa have some dangerous players.
Can they both not win? Well, it could be a draw, I suppose.
Kalisa will be looking for more from his team. They brought the physicality.
Nobody would be happy with a draw.
There, but they looked shell-shocked once All Blacks got in the front foot and found some space. They need to keep their width in defence, South Africa, and I think they need to attack with one more than feeding one of the potential strongest weapons in the field, which is the bad free.
Except this guy. Well, I don't know why you would be happy with that. It makes absolutely no difference to any of the teams that you may possibly be going for. Australia, Scotland, whatever happens in this game is completely irrelevant. So I don't know why you would care that much.
Just check something here and read.
The wind really is beginning to swirl. We see it a few times on the ball.
I mean, they could draw this game and still both be in the final, so
pick it up, really affect how the ball flies.
You can not like them all you want, but what happens in this match is largely irrelevant. I could understand if this were like a knockout situation, as imagine that. Imagine, wouldn't that spice up some competitions if there was a knockout scenario and if there's a draw at the end of the 80 minutes, both teams are eliminated. No one progresses under a draw scenario.
I just wonder whether, Chris, is that sort of
That would certainly
HIA head injury assessment?
shake some competitions up, wouldn't it?
Earlier on there, and the game played on.
But, of course, this is not a knockout scenario. This is the pool stages, so it's completely irrelevant.
The second half of Game 3 on day 2. The All Blacks.
Oh, commentator saved himself there. He said Game 3, and then he very, very quickly, in a different tone of voice, said on day 2, because he realized he screwed up. This is not Game 3. This is Game 4, but it is Game 3 on day 2. He saved himself.
Bounces out of play pretty harmlessly, and we've got another player down.
On the far side.
Oh, Bowden's down.
Barrett is down. That will be a worry for the All Blacks.
Oh, he's just got a knock to the nose. And Lord knows his snoz is a pretty big one, so.
You can see 2 kicks from each of the scrum halves holding in that wind and swirling in that far touchline. This is Barrett chasing Vermeulen.
He copped a buttocks in the nose.
Twice, if not 3 times.
See, he's back up on his feet.
Gordon Barrett in the walls. Scrum or line out. Jeon Garces offers.
Arcade Angel, ahoy there. You're kind of here.
Safely, if not
Does that mean you're here, but Lily's got the TV up too loud and you can't hear anything? I don't know why I asked that, because if that's the case, you wouldn't have heard me. Oh well, I'll still ask it.
No changes in the All Black pack. Sam Kane is back out on the field, yeah. Whether he comes back on, we'll find out pretty soon. There is this permanent change at hooker, Cody Taylor.
Oh, Cody Taylor's come on for Dane Coles. Lee BKMK, you're way better than the other commentators as always. Oh, thank you. Is that because I speak rarely of the game? I just talk about all the other bollocks that's going on. Actually, I'm surprised, quite honestly, I'm watching the Fox Sports feed on KO Sports. I am actually shocked that it's not Kernsey and...
Doctors are making sure everything's going the right way. What about Barrett at the back? He's still wiping the blood off his face. 2 boots on his nose. He's a tough lad, isn't he?
I actually think it was.
So maybe there will be a change here for a blood injury replacement.
Oh, they were doing the Wallabies game, that's right. Yeah. They probably didn't want to give them double duty. But yeah, it's a welcome change to be watching Fox Sports and not have that Australian commentary team.
Legal free kick against them. Bent arm of the referee being not a full penalty. It's a free kick.
All Blacks have taken a scrum.
Africa are going to get back into this game. They're going to have to set a new record.
Yeah, they can though. I mean, they've got players who can score quicker.
Oh, what was that? A new record. If South Africa are going to win, they're going to have to set a new record. I wonder what that is. Maybe no team has come back from 14 points down between these two nations in a World Cup match. Well, a lot of these records are kind of obscure and random, so they're kind of made for breaking. Penalty New Zealand, though.
We're really going to have to come back into it. You mentioned about that record of 12 points by them in 98. New Zealand have won their last 75 games up by 7 points at half-time.
Aaron Smith's pretty happy about that penalty.
As a scrum half who knows absolutely nothing about scrimmaging, except how to celebrate a
High ball from Richie Mo'unga.
Billy LaRue, that's Cheslin Colby, who's flying high, but manages to get it back to Dwayne Vermeulen, who drops it, but
South Africa retain the ball, though. You're trying to clean up water damage, you might have to move out. Ah. Jeez, that'd be no good.
Stephen Kitsoff really wanted that. Territory first, the forwards might be thinking. Andre Pollard obliges.
Yeah, it's a good clearance kick from Pollard. Dane Coles, Cody Taylor putting a bit of pressure on the clearance kick. Hits up to the 10-metre line.
Dane Coles. Sorry, Cody Taylor.
In the pocket.
Yes.
Drop 3 players back into the backfield, so if that ball doesn't
Cody Taylor only came on for Dane Coles about, what, 4 minutes ago? Understandable mistake. It's not like it just happened.
Put you down from Scott Barrett. Ardy Salia. Stays on his feet. There for Aaron Smith.
Wow, Aaron Smith has just passed it to goddamn nobody.
Read it well.
The Invisible Man plays for the All Blacks tonight, apparently, and he did not catch the ball.
Still a bit too intricate. I think that time from New Zealand. The move of the front of the line, it was well executed initially, but then here, looking for the pass out the back to Bridge, but it was just a little bit too deep.
Kieran Reid won the line out. Cody Taylor takes up his position at the back and hands it to Aaron Smith. This worked in the first half.
Oh, he's away. Little Colby.
Colby's away. One-on-one against Richie Mo'unga.
Try time, South Africa. Oh, great tackle, Richie Mo'unga. Now counter-attack opportunity. I thought for sure that was a try to South Africa. He's a cheeky little bugger, that Cheslin Colby.
To Brother Scott, the interception by Peter Steph Dutoy, open play, no offside. The game suddenly flashes to life. Kolisi up to the 22. The run by Colby. Now the little charge by Pollard.
They're still in this. It's
Malcolm Marks. Spins out of 2 tackles.
South Africa hot on attack in New Zealand's 22. It's far from over this game. 30 minutes to go.
There for de Klerk. Peter Steph Dutoy, Dwayne Vermeulen pushes him on and goes over the top in support. The second rows are involved as ball carriers now.
Cheeky bugger's trying to get a penalty.
De Klerk. Etzebeth, the other second row.
Oh!
Was the first.
What happened there?
Steph Dutoy scores.
He's just gone straight through the middle and South Africa score a try.
Is this the comeback underway?
What the hell?
Well, we said he'd have a key role in this game. Peter Steph Dutoy, the big number 7. He's such a thorn in any opposition side. He carries hard, but this time he uses his brain. After all the incessant direct running from Etzebeth and the big colleagues up front, he just scans for space right over the top of the ball. No defender in behind. Aaron Smith is in the line rather than in behind the breakdown. And there he goes, Peter Steph Dutoy. And the post over and swan dives under the post.
Wow. That was...
It's a little bit of an assist from Faf de Klerk there.
I was just saying,
Looked as if he
a
was
try
going to
now,
get
they're
the
right
ball,
back in it.
and Peter Steph
But how did
Dutoy
that
took it
happen?
instead.
That just sort of came out of nowhere.
That's the 2 points. 17 points to 10. We have game full on here in Yokohama.
Well, we said they had the players to do it. Sparked by Cheslin Colby's break down the right-hand side, and then Peter Steph Dutoy. All the bulk, all the strength, all the power in the world, but it's his brain that wins
Straight through.
Identifies his
Big,
space, right
big
over the
gap
top of the
opened
ball.
up
No
there.
defenders there. Bring up the bench, I'm delighted. Good score by Peter Steph Dutoy.
Bowden Barrett. Up it goes. Sam Kane.
New Zealand still ahead by 1 converted try.
On the field, that is. Mostert. His last involvement led to a try. It's a long way from the line this time. Faf de Klerk sends it high.
That's made this very, very interesting, though.
Very good catch. The All Blacks underway. Ryan Cotty.
All Blacks, seriously, they're playing at such pace.
Several Reese.
Offloads, flick passes.
Drags him down. It's gone loose though. Picked up by Billy LaRue.
They really, really want to play this high-paced game, but I'm just not sure that it's working.
A little ticking off from the referee, but then
Just dropping too much ball.
Back to safety in the backfield. And this is
Ah, Sonny Bill's on his way onto the field.
I think that's it.
looks like
Let's see if he smiles at himself if he sees himself on the big screen. Yep, he had a big smile. He saw himself on the big screen up there. Loves himself more than anybody else, does Sonny Bill. Always gives himself a smile.
Interesting with Sam Kane, whether it took too long to do the assessment, whether he failed the assessment, we're not quite sure, but it certainly looked as if he was...
Oh, Sam Kane's not coming back on the field, apparently.
Springboks make a change, a differential change.
Yeah, 50 minutes and the captain is off.
We're not sure at the moment if he failed the HIA assessment or if it just took too long and he wasn't able to pass it. I'll be right back.
And the All Blacks ring changes. A significant one in the back. Sonny Bill Williams, wearing 22, comes on. And changes in the front row. 2. Angus Tarvao is on. And off.
Ringing in the changes here, the All Blacks. I see Ryan Crotty walking off the field.
For the All Blacks.
He made it through 50 minutes. I think this was his first game back, so he probably did well to survive through 50 minutes.
Picks out from a very solid scrum. BLND thrown over by Sonny Bill Williams. Clegg hasn't gone very far forward. It's gone back on the Springbok side though. Dwayne Vermeulen.
Oh, danger here. Danger. They did their best to screw it up, but...
At the small man. Francois Lowe picks up, beats Dutoy, who pushes Francois Lowe out of the way.
They're still doing their best to bugger this up.
Crawl towards the ball. Stephen Kitsoff, a prop, still on the field from the start. De Klerk waits. It's a new look South Africa. Vermeulen with the drive. De Klerk
They are rampaging at the moment, the Springboks.
looks again. Faf de Klerk. Pollard. Within 5 meters.
5 meters from the All Blacks line.
Pauses. Finds Peter Steph, Dutoy, Malcolm Marks in support.
This is what we were expecting. A good close game. Tight tussle. I think that was a fair challenge. Ball's on All Blacks side.
Have the All Blacks turned this over? It looks as if they have. Turnover ball for the All Blacks.
And that was forward.
Away with it. That
He's caught it backwards. Oh, Jerome, you are a shocker. 7 away. They called that backwards. That was a clear knock on by the All Blacks.
puts a boot to it, and the touchline doesn't win the battle.
Seriously, that was so clearly forward, but he's called it backwards. But hey, whatever. Whatever works, Jerome. You're obviously on our side tonight.
Billy LaRue has to play scrum half. Pollard.
Can't make up his mind what's going on, this guy.
Just on. He's had to do a lot of running, wearing 20. Looks exhausted already. Marks over the ball. Leaves it for Faf de Klerk. This one has a little bit more length on it. Mapimpi
Oh, no.
watches it.
Okay, that's okay. I thought Richie Mullen was
Does he
down.
claim it back for South Africa? No. Little knock on before him.
Oh, take a breath there. Take a breath. Wow, this game's really come to life. The South Africans are really buoyed by finding space. Dwayne Vermeulen started that minutes ago by finding space. This is it here. Fortunate really from the knockdown, but then Faf de Klerk working really hard on the inside and look at the outside. Really, if this is a better pass to Colby to try, but even that, Colby picks off his bootlaces, he spins, he fights, he gets there. After this, there's so many phases of attack from South Africa that are met with New Zealand defence, and then they turn the defence into attack. That's a wonderful kick from Gordon Barrett. He kicks it deliberately.
The spin this
He does. He spins it so it comes back in field. It stays in field. Dale Enda gets back, pops it. It's absolute chaos. I think we better get a word from Rob here. He's closer to the action than we are, but these guys must be exhausted, Rob.
They're absolutely flat out. We just need to go and check Chesley Coley's ligaments because I think they're made of metal. How would he pick them all up and span? There's few better in the world debated of him. Interesting now. Creel's come on as well. Am's made his way off. Really does look like players are exhausted on the side of the pitch here.
I don't know what's worse. Coming off the bench and trying to get your second minute or being on for 54 minutes. Whichever way, it's exhausting.
Akani comes on into the front row. Stephen Kitsoff remains on the field, as does Malcolm Marks. We're not up to the hour mark yet, which is the more traditional point of turnover, but all the props start coming on. This game has opened up, it's blossomed in the second half.
Sometimes for me, when South Africa do break the line, they look so dangerous, but then they go through the default of being too direct at times, an extra pass, or a little bit wider pass. I think they've got the players to
Seeing that, South Africa looked very dangerous for most of this game. I'm actually shocked that they're behind. I really am. They should not be behind.
In the scrimmage. Aaron Smith. Is there room on this blind side, this short side? Have to collect, has to leave it alone. It does fancy the blind side.
That was off South Africa. Penalty anyway.
I think they knew the penalty was coming. Faf de Klerk a bit too eager to get at the ball.
It was a penalty anyway.
It's amazing how, you know, too eager there, Faf de Klerk. Aaron Smith almost inviting him in and then making sure Gareth says, realises he's had a nibble, but it's almost as if when the pressure really mounts on a championship team like New Zealand, they know how to take the sting out of the game. And thereafter, the end-to-end stuff, shoot the scrum, the work to penalty, they're now just outside the South African 22 with the throw.
Picked off by South Africa, and they win the penalty. A bit of contact in the air, perhaps.
Yeah.
When you're off the ground, nobody can lay a finger on you.
Yeah. It's almost there, I think. Good defensive lineup, one of the best in the world. South African defensive lineup, best defensive.
I don't understand a word this guy says.
Lineup steals the enemy.
It's really hard to follow the
Very
commentators.
interesting now how South Africa try and create a score. They've been very good in this game, played a very structured, almost suppressive game. Now we have to open it up, really take it to this New Zealand team, but create something rather than go through all that structure. Get it open, break it up.
Well, there was an excellent steal
Whoops.
by Franco Mostert.
Ah, jeez. How many times throughout the course of all the streams, not just this channel, my other channels as well, how many times tonight have I whacked the utter bollocks off the microphone like that? It's crazy.
Take their time, they need composure now. Again, it's Mostert who supplies. Malcolm Marks tries to set up the driving ball. That's not going anywhere. In midfield.
I count about 10 times.
Faf de Klerk. Toy. Left to right and keeping going that way for the moment. When do they switch? Right now. Kitsoff.
Oh, Artie's on the ball.
Open play. New Zealand think they've got the turnover. They haven't. It's in the hands of the big hands. Waiting for Mulan. Penalty advantage being played.
No, it's a knock-on advantage, mate. Commentator said it's a penalty advantage. Pretty sure it's a knock-on advantage.
Jesse Creel. Replacement off the bench.
Oh, maybe it was a penalty because he's taken a drop goal. And he kicked it. So we'll never find out. We'll never find out what that was about. I think it was a knock-on advantage. But the fact that they went for a drop goal probably was a penalty. Arcade Angel, probably right. Probably about right. At least you don't spill your drink. Oh, I've spilt my drink so many times. I made a big mistake by wearing a light-coloured shirt for these streams. I'm going to have to change that for future Wasted World of Sports live streams. Even though, you know, I'm assuming that a lot of people these days would be joining me on mobile devices, therefore it's probably hard to tell. But yeah, I have spilt a lot of stuff all over myself tonight.
Tarvao making a point. Being held.
20 minutes to go, 4 points in it. This is the close game we were anticipating. But still, let's see what happens here. New Zealand have finally got their hands on the ball. For as long as I can remember, South Africa have had the ball.
Should have read it. Very well read by Springbok number 10. Billy LaRue this time. Severis turns the support to Bowden Barrett. Stay close, Severis. This might be coming your way. Reese goes in just to help secure the ball. Scott Barrett in.
George Bridge is there.
Who hasn't seen much of the ball this half. Kieran Reid.
Once again, the commentator saved himself.
Fast declared.
They've just got to build some phases. They haven't been very good at that this year. Just build the phases. Patience. Patient build up. And then launch the attack.
Manages to get free. Goes again. Knock on by Reese.
Ooh, I don't know. Did Sevu get a hand on that? They're saying he did. Fight! 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 Oh! That was not me. That was, if you heard that, that was somebody else through the referee's microphone. It was not me. So he's called that a knock-on against Sivir. TJP's on. Wow, okay. TJP's coming on for the All Blacks, replacing Aaron Smith. 61 minutes in. That's a big call. That is a big call, but Steve Hansen does have that philosophy of everybody plays their role. It's not just about how you start, it's about how you finish.
Is the lone survivor of those that started.
I say that about certain aspects of my own life too.
Malcolm Marks, 5 lives all round. Brings a lot. Malcolm Marks brings so much in the open play. Better in the second half. Once they got control of the game. And the benches are getting emptied. Early replacements across the two teams left to come on the field.
Jeez, it's very tense. I feel like there could be another bust up before this game's over. Who we got here? Bender Smith. Ben Smith's ready to come onto the field. Who's he coming on for? This should be interesting. He'd have to be coming on for Sever Reese, you would think. Unless Bowden's busted up.
Gareth says he's going to have a word with it. Just come there, they just moved it to a more stable piece of tough.
Or they're bringing Richie off. That'll be very interesting.
Springboks do from here.
Who's Ben Smith coming on for?
I think the better when they keep the ball in hand, they've got right runners, MPs there, just to the right hand side of the scrum with DLN and Pollard. I assume they'll maybe use DLN there.
Yeah, they're tight in midfield there, aren't they?
This game is in the balance. Remember I said at the start of the stream, South Africa by 2. at the moment, if it stays, well, if the score stays as it is now and South Africa score a try from here, so if New Zealand get no more points, South Africa score, they would go 18-17 ahead with the conversion to come. So if it's as it is now and then South Africa score a try, they would win by 1 or 3. So my prediction would be pretty close. I don't think it's going. There's still 17 minutes left. I don't think it's going to stay as it is.
The scrimmage. Little surge by the All Blacks. Faf de Klerk will want to get rid of this quickly. And it is disruptive work by the All Blacks. Sonny Bill Williams.
Here we go. Oh, well, that was a good pass, idiot.
Just behind Beauden Barrett, who then knocks it on.
It's a penalty, though.
Go back to the penalty.
Well, funnily enough, I did just say I don't think it's going to stay the way that it is, and here we go. New Zealand have got an opportunity here. Penalty goal, 2013 ahead, assuming that it gets kicked.
Almost created something pretty special. Don't forget they're lined up defensively or ready to defend, and then with the blink of an eye, they have to change to their attacking shape.
The All Blacks opt to go for their first points of the second half, but there you can see Cody Taylor.
Old mate Artie Surveyor there, he's got some really loud boxer shorts on. Those are some real retro looking surfy boxers that he is wearing.
I'm going forward. 24 minutes, maybe 25 minutes of the second half. New Zealand haven't scored in this period.
Well, they're going for points here. Richie's still on the field, he's taking the kick. He should slot this one.
Mo'unga tried to sneak a few centimetres out of Jerome Gozes there, having a little bit of a chat midfield. He marched them back 2 or 3 feet. Might be all crucial with this wind picking up again. Every time the ball goes slightly higher.
Kicking into the wind, I'm assuming. But if he kicks this, it puts them back to that 7-point advantage, which is kind of important as we head in towards the last 10 minutes of the game.
8 metres further forward. Isn't the phase that Rob talks about, but it's important as well. This has been certainly in Africa, so if Johanna can knock this over, big Philip for the point.
Mo'unga for New Zealand's first points of the second half.
Let's go, Richie.
More difficult than it looks into the breeze.
Yes. Slotted it.
13.
It's a good kick by Mo'unga, wasn't it? And we said
Big
before
kick.
that New Zealand, once they felt
7-point lead. It could be a draw.
losing control of the game a little bit and the pressure coming on, they managed to win 1 or 2 penalties.
There's been quite a few draws, 2 or 3 draws over the past few years with these two teams, so it would not be in the slightest bit surprising. The scores are poised once again now.
I think he was almost spooked by the speed at which Jez and Colby got there. Usually, you need a lot more time than that when you catch a long kick off. The pace of Colby was just incredible.
Okay, so Richie Mo'unga went off for Ben Smith, so that means Ben Smith will be going to fullback. Beauden Barrett will be going to first 5.
Stephen kicks off. The last thrower. Ben Smith is on for his 81st cap.
So that makes sense.
Tough day.
He's an all-action prop, Stephen Kitts. It was really difficult to put down. Carries a lot of ball. Done well. Good innings and down to the rear.
Coming on, throws. Up goes Mostert. Francois Lowe trying to prize the ball out of his grasp. Kieran Reid making a nuisance of himself. Good drive by the Springboks.
Big moment here for the Springboks.
Hands it to Klerk. The step to Troy. Twists, turns the wrong way.
And it's a penalty, All Blacks. All right.
Release the ball. Penalty to the All Blacks.
Interesting to see that one again. I think it's a really good tackle initially from Sonny Bill Williams in 22, but then I think he almost rolled to his right hand side to the South African side, meaning that couldn't be released. Look at that. Yeah, he's in those breakdowns. He's been so effective with the ball in hand and running at space, but so good at getting his hands over the ball in that tackle position as well.
Yes, he's very good at getting his hands on the ball.
Let's rearrange themselves. Does Barrett now go to 10?
Barrett will stand off yet, number 10.
I said that ages ago. The commentators are only now just saying about the whole Beauden Barrett, Ben Smith situation. I said that ages ago. Ben Smith's on the field. That means he's fullback. Beauden Barrett will be going to 10. Jeez, get with the game, guys. You even watching?
Looks around, sees who's where. Cheslin Colby waits, rises high. He's been very good under the high ball. South African wing and picks up, releasing the ball. Back to sit first. She did.
I feel like that was a big moment. They repelled that attack from South Africa.
Past the Clerk. Colby sets off in pursuit. Beauden Barrett is tackled by Colby, but wriggles free. Up to halfway. Spot Barrett in possession. Lays it back. Perenara. Pollard jumps and is put out of play by George Bridge.
It's all good, George. Still got the line out throw.
The last change for South Africa. Archie Sneeman comes on.
A significant shadow just cast over as he was getting his kit off. The guy is 6'10", Snyman. Keep it out for him. They're talking about has been one of the most
6'10"
athletic players in the Springboks team.
Holy hell!
6'10".
6'10". He's a monster.
Departing. Archie Sneeman is on. Pats it down to Cody Taylor. Out it comes. Scott Barrett. Again. Ball carrier there is Sam Whitelock.
6'10". That's an entire foot larger than me.
Over the ball. That's still in possession. Perenara. Somebody else will have to play scrum half. It's Ngafasi in the prop. Beauden Barrett. Over the ball.
Fair play. Referee's just having a free-for-all here.
Somehow dig it back their way. Bennett Brown. Back. Kick comes. Billy LaRue.
That was a nonsense kick.
Kicks behind.
Gonna work out alright because they kicked it straight back, but still. The hell was that? Ah.
An offside line being breached.
Thank Christ that was offside because that was that was a big problem right there. Sonny Bill Williams, do not kick the ball ever again. Just run it. That's what you do. You run the ball. That's what you do. That's what you need to keep doing.
This doesn't look too good. Peter Steph Toy.
One of the South Africans down with a knee injury. Wow, 6'10". That is monstrous. I can't even imagine.
Gets off on the bench and Razzie Erasmus, head coach, looks on. He'll be concerned about big numbers.
I legitimately cannot even imagine that.
Face of the player is coming off.
Yes, he's got that try. He's big digging the line out. He's massive. All he carries with. Added a really attacking offload element to his game. Herschel Yankees in the field somewhere.
Herschel Yankees is already there. The field. This is Bowden Barrett.
Bowden Barrett's lining this kick up. If he puts this over, it'll be 23-13 with 8 minutes to go.
His first kick at goal.
It's a very big kick. If he puts this over, you'd have to say New Zealand would be somewhat safe. He's kicked it straight up the middle. Great job, Bowden.
Straight through the middle, with a little curl through the middle, and the All Blacks.
Fantastic work. I'm not sure what that penalty was for.
For their second penalty, Steph Tutoy is back on his feet and
I'd be lying if I said I was paying complete and total attention.
Kicks it and players ahead of the ball advance before they've been put on side.
Okay, there was an offside.
Struck an important time. Important kick for the ball.
So that puts them 10 points clear. That puts them more than one try ahead.
Catches the restart. Pereira up towards Dwayne Vermeulen.
And with 7 minutes to go, you'd have to say,
Yankees. Foster can't take it.
you'd have to say that could possibly be the game.
Yeah, Niakane tidies up.
It would be some effort from here on in for South Africa to claw their way back in. Especially the way they're playing. It is suddenly very, very messy from South Africa, and they've just knocked the ball on. In their own half, New Zealand scrum.
Just a little bit further ahead, it gives them a lot more comfortable with the line speed there in defence. They're getting in position. It gives
Look,
them a little bit.
Either way, this is not over. This game is possibly over, but I meant the tournament for South Africa is far from over. I did not think this match was going to be reflective in any capacity of the future of the tournament. South Africa are still a very good chance of winning the whole thing, as are the All Blacks, of course. Had they lost, I would have said exactly the same thing. It was a great game. It was a fantastic game, and it was great to assert some dominance, but at the end of the day, all this does is establish who's going to finish first in the pool and who's going to finish second. Both teams are still going through and playing the finals, and anything can happen from there. So, if they happen to meet again in the final, this tells us nothing. It's a completely different ball game when you get to a final.
Back in the action, wearing 7, losing his shirt.
New Zealand are going to sneak away with this one, but
the All Blacks will be very happy to just retain possession now then. Who's chasing? Sonny Bill Williams can't get there. Vinny Leroux, Dialende, Colby waiting on the outside.
big run there. They would pretty much have to score some points right now. That would certainly throw the cat amongst the pigeons, so to speak. Well, he's through the little fella. He's a little magician, this guy. For such a tiny dude, he is insanely elusive and he is crazy strong and elusive for such a little guy. I mean, it's two extremes. We're talking about the 6'10" guy in the forwards that's just come on, and you've got this little 5-foot fella out on the wing. That was forward as all hell. Yeah, forward pass call. That was so far forward. Some injuries here for South Africa as well. That's not good for them.
He is an absolute star, and hopefully he's okay. But he's getting help from the field with half declared. This is Colby. Just look how there's nothing on here. He's absolutely electric when he gets the ball.
Absolutely nothing. He made something out of nothing there.
There's another bit. Ardi Sevilla wins his possession. Just runs on. That's a tackle there.
Where does he hurt himself?
That's his ankle there. Anton Leonard-Brown.
Perhaps it's there as it goes down in the end. Brilliant run by Cheslin Colby, but he's still limping. Puffs out his cheeks.
Crucial penalty. Turnover won by Ardi Sevilla. This man here in your Cheslin Colby is in the team that's had probably less of the action, but he's been one of the star players. So dangerous with ball in hand. To see another change.
Okay, here we go. 4 minutes to go. I think it's safe to say All Blacks have secured this one. It's just a matter of by how much right now.
Barrett has left the field. And Whitelock is still on. Shannon Fidel goes into the back row. TJ Perinara prepares to feed the scrum. Ardi Savia is in the number 8 position.
Big scrum, South Africa, but they still didn't win it.
Sunnyville Williams. Rare that Sunnyville goes to ground without offering pass. TJ Perinara, time ticking away. The All Blacks in possession.
3 minutes to go.
That's really well played by the All Blacks from the area.
Pass to the Invisible Man again.
But again,
The Invisible Man is just hanging out there on the left wing for the All Blacks. He hasn't caught one yet.
Kieran Reid now
I'll be very shocked the day that he does catch one.
from the last scrum. Sam Whitelock
I'm actually not sure if I want to see that or not.
for Newland.
It would make for a really random moment.
Taking up. Doing a fasty. Brilliant hands. Ben Smith, George Bridge. Had a quiet second half. Still a threat.
The entire team's had a quiet second half, really.
Is back to his feet.
I don't think they've scored a try.
With hands again. Kieran Reid this time. On the
I
go.
re- yeah.
To Ipolotu.
I can't recall the All Blacks scoring a try in the second half. It's been 2 penalty goals. Whoops, that's the microphone again.
Delivers us to Sam Whitelock. Ben Smith. Dangerous Ben Smith finding it front row forwards in front of him. This is George Bridge again. Perinara. Checks. Here we go. Drive up by Frizzell. Barrett.
Everyone's falling over their own feet now.
Happy to hang on.
Definitely game over now. Minute and a half to go.
Of play.
Minute and a half to go. All over.
Kieran Reid has protection. Here it is though.
By how much?
Swift hand that Colby couldn't quite get.
By how much? 10, it looks like. I think that'll be it. There'll be a scrub down, South Africa feed, and that will be the game.
Ben Smith.
So it ended up being the tight tussle that I was expecting, but I'm a little bit surprised by the result.
Yeah, and we're looking at that man on your screen, number 15, the Mastercard player of the match. It's the All Black 15, Gordon Barrett.
Player of the match has gone to Bowden Barrett. That's fair.
Tries. He's been heroic in defence. He stepped up and kicked the goal. He's played 2 different positions. He's been outstanding.
That's been fair. Look, 50 minutes, Jesus. Imagine if there was another 50 minutes to go in this game. No, 50 seconds to go in this game. All Blacks are going to win.
Desmond Colby.
Referees call time off. Oh, by the way, you may notice a little discrepancy between the time on the scoreboard down the bottom and when I say things like 50 seconds left. The referee actually called time off in the game, but I've noticed they don't do that in the Fox Sports live score. It just keeps running. So it's saying 79.50 right now. It's actually 79.30. There's still 30 seconds left in this game. But it's largely irrelevant when there's 10 points differential.
Find something for the match from South Africa.
Best case scenario for South Africa is they lose 23-20. They've got no chance of winning now, so.
Even if we go into the red, we'll have time to take the penalty.
So penalty it is. All right. Excellent. Well, I am a little bit surprised by that result, to be perfectly honest. I'm more than happy for it to have happened. Of course, All Blacks, that's my team. I support them. Backing them in to get 3 in a row. 3 World Cups in a row.
Bonus point for 4 tries, and a bonus point for losing by 7 points.
That's what I'm hoping. Oh, okay, so there's actually bonus points here. There's bonus points in the World Cup, so that's why South Africa are so keen to keep playing here, because if they score any points at all, then they get a losing bonus point for finishing within 7. And they're not going to do it because he's just knocked the ball on, so so that'll be it, 10 points. No bonus point for South Africa. I didn't realise that was actually happening in the World Cup. Bonus points were in effect, so there you go. That's why they were so keen to keep playing. Cracker, thank you very much for joining me. Very good win for the boys. I really legitimately thought the Springboks were going to sneak this one. I really did. So, technically speaking, I'm 0 for 3 in my tipping this World Cup. I tipped Fiji over Australia. Australia won. I tipped Argentina over France. France won. I tipped Springboks to sneak it in against the All Blacks. The All Blacks won. I'm 0 for 3 so far. I'm doing well. Unbelievable. Well, like I said, at least I'm getting the moments, the small moments in the matches correct. I said Fiji, first try scorer. I said South Africa, first points by penalty goal. I'm getting the moments correct, but the overall result, horribly wrong. 0 for 3 so far. Well, 1 from 4, actually. Because I forget about the Japan-Russia game to start the other night. I said Japan were going to win that, and they did. Anyways, Wasted World of Sports. So once again, hope you're enjoying it. It's a lot of fun, me bringing this to you. I was going to be watching the games anyway, so I thought, why not stream them? It is what it is, and it does how it does. So, cool. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll catch you guys next time. I'm not too sure what the next game will be, but all I can suggest is, if you are interested, is subscribe to the channel, follow along. I will make an announcement on when the next live stream is going to be. I'm actually really not sure what the next game is that I'm interested in watching, so that's ultimately what it will come down to. But I will be doing video games and stuff on the channel as well, sports video games. So there'll be a lot here to keep an eye on in future. But obviously I've only just started. This was my first day, so I'm pretty happy with how it's all gone so far. Thank you very much to those of you who have been part of it for being part of it. Here's to much more in the future. I'll catch you guys next time.